in what could be the defining map of this first CS2 major.
Fearless start for FaZe. Straight up top mid with a vengeance. Donk-esque, but denied. Robs gets pushed all the way back to the safety of the A site. How safe is it really? Smokes go over, it's a farce. The bomb is a long way out. If NaVi are going to commit, they have to bring it all the way back through spawn. These smokes will be long gone by that point. Bit double fake, back to B. Can he draw them out of position? Wonderful needs this entry right now. It's not getting given. The back shot comes in from Frozen, finding Bit. Now the bomb's out ramp, and now the kills come through for NaVi.
Oh, Robs. Awkward misses to open. Now they know about him and trapped in at the stairs, and JL will secure that. Plant found for NaVi. They're trying to pull this one back. 2v4 when it opens. Can JL and Alexi pick something up for NaVi? Plant found. FaZe grouping. A long rotate out of Frozen, who's been the kind of standout player for FaZe so far, the one that you could have justified crumbling in this grand final. Furthest he's ever gone. But kills to the good already. They're going to need him here and now as JL drops another man. Alexi never even giving them the fight from ramp. Smoke on the bomb.
Oh!
Connects. Carrigan dead, and Frozen's got to fly solo. Knives are out. Knives are pulled, and Frozen.
Oh! It matters not. Explosive beginning for NaVi, and already Alexi B up to his tricks. A hit into B fake, back to the former site. They're going to keep FaZe guessing in this game. And as the death feared, there is a world, there is a way that NaVi could just roll over FaZe in this final map. A FaZe that had seemingly done everything, seemingly set themselves up for another major. Slaying the Dragon in the quarterfinal, removing the reigning champs of Vitality in that semi. But the final boss, underestimated, unexpected, but up for the task, it's NaVi.
I'll put everything into this round. Finally a nice long stretch for FaZe to play with. Don't have NaVi breathing down their necks just yet, so this is their chance to get involved early. M4 put in the capable hands of Robs. Aggression through the Palace gives FaZe Clan a lot of information to work with. For NaVi, instead they've honed in on middle. Free smoke in their way, that's going to waste precious time. Over at ramp, JL getting pressured.
Oh, gotta go quick. The smoke won't last forever. And how deep is Rain pushed in, and he's still being given absolutely nothing. NaVi know that FaZe are playing to the extremities right now, and JL just doesn't want to risk it. Reset. Leave this lurk. They're going to come find it, come fight it. Ema won't last long, and now FaZe are arming themselves. They're finding more and more space. Another kill off the pistol. And NaVi just back to this B site, desperate times. They won't get in.
Brokey even in with the backstab, and it's a flawless pistol round. Flawlessly done. With that 1M4, they break through, and it's not even needed.
Ferocious for FaZe.
That's going to get the blood flowing for FaZe Clan nice and early. You didn't want to start off at a big deficit on the back foot straight away as they're put down to this 4-spy round, but they reap the reward. They find success. And that means a lot to FaZe right now. They need to keep themselves in this more than ever, and that's what the captain is trying to do right there. Get this crowd back on his side.
He needs it. He needs all the help he can get right now. These stars of NaVi shining at the same time in the most important game of their careers. There's never going to be a better opportunity for NaVi to take a 2-0 over FaZe. We go to Inferno. Questions again are raised. Can NaVi put it to bed early? Finding a force back here feels Inevitable, or impossible rather. FaZe armed and ready. Nice swing for Robs. Frozen dealing with top mid, but he won't last.
Lovely dig to open, but they don't take it any further than that. Window locked down by Brokey. And so this return to the force for NaVi does not net them the results. It's just Alexi B.
He wants to give them nothing. No grenades, you kill me. All you get is the score. Have your headshot. NaVi will be back. Oh.
He shouldn't be ready for Robson with the backstab. Shouldn't be ready for this man coming in to take it all away. Brokey even poking from top mid, trying to challenge him, but Brokey just chases the kill down.
I mean, this is a FaZe that beat Spirit on this map. We thought that no one was going to do that. We thought that was impossible. They did it on a stage. They did it with all the pressure of that Katowice final going the other way. FaZe had a great CT side on that second half. Never let Spirit get started. So can they stop NaVi before it even begins? That force buy may have made it so. Pistols again for the T side as we wait rifles.
See Alexi taking a bit of time to start talking over that next round. That's the important one. All here for NaVi. Anything resembling a bomb plant would be fantastic if they can somehow break through, but not going to be easy, not with Rain in position and ready to shut this down. Robs even, right place, right time over the stairs as they both get involved. This A site is locked down, and so the Glocks don't get in for NaVi.
And this has been one of the problems with NaVi on this map, even on these mid-lurks, not necessarily been finding the best timings in this tournament, having trouble finding impact. Of course, it doesn't matter in a round like this, but he is integral. He is a requirement in this map if NaVi are going to get a good T-side rolling. Nothing there and then, but now NaVi get to bite the bullet.
Yeah, the question around NaVi is, can they keep it together across this second map? Don't have to look much further than their opposition on the other side. They know what it means to be close to achieving greatness. And they also know the heartbreak of falling short when you're in the lead. So NaVi, the pressure never goes away. It never stops.
They have their fans in the arena, but right now it feels entirely against them. The FaZe cheers, Carrigan waits, he lets them in.
Full blind as he gets his first kill. Might need more out of Carrigan, but he keeps on giving. Oh, even the dink, Carrigan's on a tear. And even though they flush him out, the leader of FaZe has done his part. He has done enough. And this first attempt at the B play, an up-tempo round for NaVi, scaled back immediately. Alexi and Wonderful don't even have time to come to grips with their failures here as Rain looks to come in on the backstab. And Rain should have this one locked in, dead to rights. Looking for a clean, and Rain cleans all.
Oh, no vision needed. These are very clean rounds for FaZe. Confidence building on the CT side of Mirage, money getting made. NaVi yet to show us their map pick, the reason why they've had a streak. They've got some legit wins here. But this is still up against a FaZe who refuse to go down without a fight. Alexi buys a scout into the eco.
All right then. Let's see what Alexi B's got up his sleeve, shall we? Scout in mid, but that shot sails on past them. So that was the chance to get involved early. Bit of a classic here from Carrigan, as he's pulled out the AUG.
One of his more comfortable guns and perfect position to use it in that new van boost. It's got a nice angle. NaVi should know this is coming. They just clear middle instead, letting the Deagles lead.
Alexi's going to take first contact, but another shot misses from that scout. Nade even finding more damage. Robs just toying with him in middle, trying to bait him into the pistols is Alexi. But Robs will not take that bait. He knows better. Gets out of the danger zone, but that does leave the catwalk open, and NaVi sights set on this B split. The pressure is going to be on Frozen and on Carrigan. Frozen open, spots them over it short, a kill from Carrigan, but that's the end of the line. It's Frozen and Rain who hold on. And as Alexi moves in over the bodies of his teammates, this 1v4 is not happening. FaZe Clan will not give NaVi an inch of ground on this second map.
Orbs out as well. About time. Wonderful slow to start in that previous map, but wasn't really a requirement for NaVi. Now they need him. They need these opening kills. FaZe have shown a couple of aggressive mid takes. Frozen and Rops at the front of it. Gonna go back for more. Boost up. Nice movement from Frozen. Gets him straight into the ladder room. Roki posts as well. But JL highlighted on the desk is the guy to watch out for in this Palace position. Roki knows. He awaits. JL just misshoots, I think. Yeah, bullet missing. But he's gonna peek him close. Can Roki hit this in time?
It's a very strong reaction out of JL. Trying to play the close angle to throw off the AWP. Meanwhile, his teammates are taking middle. Roki waits all round.
Oh, no!
Chance, and comes up short. JL deals with him over in Palace, and so now the gaps start to show. Fit with a kill through the window. Frozen at least brings it back. Rain prepares himself for the lengthy defense of this A site. Tucked into a corner with Frozen dead over on the short side. It's got to be Rain. It has to be Rain. Carrigan moves in to help him. Rain puts up the first, but they're deeper than he's ready for. The backstab's right here.
Oh no!
Carrigan's bailed him out. And this one still has legs on it. As FaZe respond. It's just JL. Starts his round over in Palace. Looking for the crown. But the Kings of the Royal Arena are right here.
And they rule with an iron fist. A stellar defense for FaZe to start this game. And that's what the people want right now. FaZe wake up just in time. And they don't roll over. Not in a grand final.
That's your veterans not crumbling under the pressure. Rain over 8 years in this very roster. And Carrigan with more time spent playing professionally than players like Donk have been alive.
They're out mid, the timing's awkward, they're double under. Frozen provides immaculate cover. Both kills off the spray. Very well recovered. And NaVi, nothing to show for yet another eco that will go by the wayside. Couple of pistols that could, but probably won't.
And if you're NaVi, you're wondering, how has it started like this? Moments ago, you were riding the high of stealing away FaZe's map pick in the series. You felt like this grand final was as good as yours. But you've got nothing to show for these first 8 rounds played on Mirage.
It's going to get worse before it gets better. Rops awaits inside of the connector, impatient, bloodthirsty. Roki brings his laser, missed shot. Gonna have another chance, but they're getting closer and closer by the second. Support needs to be called in. Rob swaps positions. Rain might pay the price.
Oh.
A backstab comes in. The Deagle connects. Somehow it's a 3-on-3.
I don't know where Rob's got to in all this. He's playing the long game right now. He's got to make the play that wins the round. It was him who got bypassed in this smoke.
Oh no!
And falling off.
Whoa!
All together. You can dodge him for a moment, but you can't cheat death. It's just bit. 1v2, and Rob runs him down.
Not even close. It may have cost that clean advantage, but Rob saves the day when FaZe need him, and they need him now. My, oh my. NaVi need a breather. You want to talk tacticians, Blade joins that conversation. standing right behind, ready to bring wealth of experience. He may not soothe your mental, but he will fix your game plan. And right now, NaVi need exactly that.
That extra pair of eyes on NaVi, trying to bring them back into the fold. I mean, that round was the closest they've come in a little while to truly breaking through. So a time to talk this one over, a time to try and recover the beating that FaZe are dealing them.
It's this round, or the T side will disappear in front of your very eyes. And FaZe have more plays to make. They have more ideas, a new setup. Goes the same way for NaVi and execute into this bomb site. We won't see necessarily a commitment off of this util volley. JL makes his presence known in Palace as well. But FaZe block it immediately. Molly, smoke, double ramp. There's no getting in here. Sure, NaVi have burnt the util of FaZe. They can recommit with a second attempt. But it's costing them time. It's allowing FaZe to sit and wait. 3 in the site.
Rain and Frozen top to bottom here. As the play's looking to come through, Rain seeks refuge under the Palace. Frozen has to watch out for him from up above. Frozen answers the call. Rain is dead, but Frozen's still a threat. And more players flood the defensive lines for FaZe. They repel the A play. Ema late lurk out through middle, but what can he hope to achieve?
Oh, they
this?
saw him.
This is that timing on the man running under.
And that just cuts off the bomb.
That Wonderful know to prep for a fight, but Wonderful needs speed, he needs pace, and Carrigan knows that that one smoke grenade could have just won the round.
It's perfect.
Forces a reroute out of Wonderful with the bomb. This one is down to the final few seconds, down to the buzzer. NaVi moving quickly, they need to. Time is not on their side.
Oh!
Ema with the double, suddenly there's a chance. NaVi chase that bomb plant and they're gonna get it down. Wonderful, chance, and that gets him off the bomb. Brokey takes it away.
What? What? He lives just long enough. Brokey. That's one way to do it. It almost cost them, well, it did cost them last map, playing ahead of the bomb in a 2v1. Right there, it saves FaZe's bacon. And that was a beautiful move. We had a big flank coming in all the way through T-spawn. We had Carrigan being loud in the apartments, allowing his team to fight with him. Still NaVi make that look winnable. But one not. And they are just desperate, trying to cling on in this map. Another buy comes around this orb.
The trek through middle begins for NaVi. Brokey tries to give himself an angle. This time they lose that early man. They go a man down. So FaZe are fighting from the back foot. NaVi, they've been so close to breaking through, but they've not yet been able to do it. And this is why Frozen, any more from him, will get silenced. JL secures that kill. Brokey on the rotate over. Rain about to meet his fate through the murder hole. It's Alexi B to lock it in. Brokey maintains control of the B site, and this one falls apart. Once again, NaVi feel like they're close, but they just can't break through.
They just can't find the gap. They can't find a player sleeping. Even when they're going for full XX on one side, those lurks are getting hounded down. Backstabs on backstabs. FaZe holds strong. They won't group in this 2v1. This gives Ema a chance. He woke up, found his first kill of the game last round. And he now needs both in this B bomb site. Bomb plant allowed. He won't be certain of that.
He never expects that they would give him this much room. They would give him the chance to play around this bomb, and so he'll go hunting first, checking out every sight line that's available. Ema will lock in a bomb plant here, but as Brokey moves in, sliding through the market, Ema has got to do this all alone. Oh, Brokey! Not missing a beat!
There's that Latvian laser we were promised. We were waiting for. And in a grand final, no less. Brokey is saving the day for FaZe in these last couple of rounds. Just as NaVi get close, it's not close enough.
This is brutal from FaZe.
This is a statement.
It's the mentality of a championship winning team. It's not over till it's over.
I mean, they've been in a fair few finals, Harry. We've seen FaZe in every single Tier 1 LAN grand final since the inception of this game. From Shanghai to this arena, Katowice, they've had it all except the wins. Only 2 out of the 5. This would be their 3rd out of 6. If FaZe can bring this back in a reverse sweep, right now they're making the case for it. They can't just be that 2nd place team.
Carrigan right now, 6 kills, 6 deaths, 6 assists. He's bearing the mark of the devil. Done a deal with him to pull them in this position. FaZe are looking to embarrass NaVi on their map pick. They want to send a message. And it feels like that message has been keenly received by the NaVi squad. They are terrified as they embark out through middle, an area they've had for free. In so many of these rounds, everything is uncertain. The game has slowed to a crawl. But now NaVi look to make their move.
A mid-take with the bomb. Smokes it down, but FaZe don't look to hide behind them. They look to go through, in front, up, top, everywhere. You'll find FaZe in your face, in your dreams, in your nightmares. 5 on 2 in the blink of an eye. Oh! Is that entry enough?
Well, it has got them control of the site. It has got them some serious room. And right now, FaZe are embarking on a double flank that won't find anything because that bomb is already here. Plant comes in and FaZe know they've got to get moving. Frozen and Robs a little faster on the backstab now. Looks like they want to try play into this one first.
Surrounded.
NaVi are boxed in, wonderful, desperately looking for a route out, but he can't find it. And so now it's got to be Bit on for an ace clutch. The legacy member of NaVi, the longest standing, spammed out, finished off. The hells are empty because its demons are right here. And they are in the ranks of FaZe Clan. They are lighting NaVi up. A whole map of Mirage and nothing to show for it for NaVi.
This is the FaZe we were promised. And NaVi, the deal is off the table. The half falls in tow. Not a weak player in sight, not a gap, not a way back. Frozen is 15-3. He wants to join this squad. He wants to take a trophy with his team. Robs is burning alive, doesn't even realize, down to 6 before he escapes, but still FaZe somehow infallible. They don't fall.
But that's a collateral from Carrigan's orb. A wild statement in and of itself. You've seen him done it before, but Carrigan is really taking some liberties here.
This is a nice beast player. FaZe don't have the resources. They need to pull Brokey over ASAP.
That's the double orb defense over towards B then if Brokey joins the party. Brokey's not moving a muscle right now. It is just Carrigan and Frozen who have got to make this stand. They've got to hold on. Frozen overran. Carrigan trying to roll back the years but can't find any more off that AWP. It's Brokey or it's bust. 1 kill back. And that levels the playing field. Brokey, you've seen that tendency to get aggressive, betray him before. And Ema will deal with that point man out through the market. Robs is so low from the start of the round as NaVi scramble for anything at the last of the half. They're eyeing up 2. And it's only Rain who can stop them. Robs is too low, too wounded since the start of this round, and so Rain's got to be the guy. With Robs dead, Rain follows, and Ema salvages something there for NaVi. But 2 might be all they get if they can't come into this second half swinging on their map pick.
Hold your horses, because we may have one more map in this grand final. A 3-map affair, unseen since Boston 18. We have been waiting. We deserve it here in the Royal Arena. 16,000 people here to watch the greatest game to ever grace our screens. That's Counter-Strike for you. Royal Arena, are you ready to rumble?
Right now, FaZe could make a statement. They could have NaVi believing Ancient was all a fluke. And it would all start with this pistol round. Slow in the beginning, but the moment that ball gets rolling, will you be able to stop it? Bit thinks so. Him and Ema combine for a kill, but run down at ramp. Hima falls, wonderful tapping away, can't find a thing. FaZe move in, and they're going for the throat. Dead to the man back in con. Carrigan whittles down, and now it's Rops. Rops being delivered!
He always does! Lowest rated major in the FaZe jersey. He wants to change that tune right now, and with that 3rd map waiting, Inferno feels inevitable for FaZe to NaVi to battle on. Even Carrigan's dad knows it.
It's the thing, as many a team have learned, when you beat FaZe, one man more than any other takes it very personally, and that man is Carrigan. They opened up to an L at NaVi this year at Sydney. And so since that point, the cogs have been whirring, knowing it would come up today. But the solution has been a long time in the making, and FaZe have solved this problem.
The final boss of these grand finals. And NaVi cowering back, 4-on-5, make it worse. Carrigan puts him in a hearse. And FaZe go berserk in this 5-on-2. There's not an inch for NaVi to take.
They win the first and the last round of that first half, but everything in between belongs to FaZe. They will make you work. And if you're not ready to do that, then this one will get away from you. What a recovery from FaZe. No one was stepping up on Ancient. The only bright light was Frozen. But as this grand final is lurched on, as NaVi have tried to play catch up, everyone is having their moment for FaZe Clan.
There has been no saving grace. JL's courage, Wonderful's flicks, Bits headshots, all denied by the inevitable FaZe Clan. A trade out in middle, JL makes a move, Carrigan gets that jump spot, but his head cut off. It's opened up a path back to safety for JL, he'll take it. Barely standing. A heavy gust will knock his head off, but FaZe want nothing to do with this shot. Gonna be round the world and back again into Bit.
NaVi are left with the thought that this round is so far from over. They've been in better spots than this, and so it's still plenty of time to go wrong. Bit dead first, that opens up the A play. That opens up the ending of Mirage. One that NaVi hope is just a facade, one that they hope disappears. This can't be real, that's what they're thinking. Oh, but it is. FaZe Clan teed up to take it. A man down as they embarked on this final round, this final journey. They want this one to go all three. They want this final to deliver, and they'll lock it in! FaZe Clan recover!
They flip the script, they land on their feet, and now the job is just beginning.
Let's set up it.
I'm happy. He's not up B. I smoked it.
Guys, one's falling under.
Up B now.
They're gonna beat him. This guy was mid.
Only one.
Yeah, we just go double lock. One should be late BS, boys. I saw him mid. 15 seconds ago.
How short is? Kitchen, Javi.
Landing. There's second garden.
Yeah.
Both
I
side.
confused steps, sir.
How short push for now?
I'm peeking some.
Move up, guys. Move up. You can.
Pushing short. Short one. Short.
I stopped it.
Short dead.
He was stopping. I didn't get.
Backside.
Rocket bench. Rocket bench.
You hit him.
Nice.
Nice.
Fucking perfect execution, but they got.
Yeah, yes, sir. Good fucking call, boys.
Fucking good shit.
Quickly. Shoot it. The world is changing, but one thing remains the same. Victories with 1xBet.
Level up your gaming space with metal posters from Displates. Hang your Displates in seconds. Swap them whenever you like. Get official art from your favorite games on a uniquely designed metal canvas and choose from thousands of posters. Join over 3 million collectors now. Your wall upgrade is here. Shop now at Displate.com.
What's popular, it's loud, and this is ASON's commercial, but ASON spent all the money to make the headphones good, and they got no money left for the commercial. So I'm gonna need you to head to ASON.io, ACEZONE, yo, code PGL, 50 euros off. We got some headphones. It's now or never.
Welcome back to the desk, and NaVi have just learned why they say, beware the wounded beast. FaZe biting back. We've got Maniac, we've got Blair, we've got Pimp, of course. They're all here. Well then, guys.
Yeah, that happened.
It's like the end of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. It's there, it's fingertips. But then no, son, just let it go.
I mean, listen, at this point in time, if you didn't realize that FaZe can bounce back from any situation, then really you haven't learned anything. It's happened within games, it's happened between games. No matter how hard a loss looks like for FaZe, and that was the case on map 1, they showed up on Mirage like nothing had happened. They kept the same mentality, the same proactivity. They dominated in terms of duels. They made the right calls. They played like they were 1-0 up. And this in itself is magical. It's a brilliant performance from FaZe, and that's what you call an absolute sucker punch in the guts of NaVi, because that one hurts.
I mean, the fact that this is even more dominant, that the beating they gave in the direction of Spirit, it just goes to show that when it comes comes to mentality and just tenacity when it comes to this team, they seem to just thrive under pressure. Yeah? Like you said so eloquently earlier, man. Yeah, when it comes to pressure, they drink it, they consume it, and it seemed like it awoken the beast in them. We were talking about Robs. Where the hell was he? Here he was just kicking ass, taking no names, and just absolutely demolishing NaVi. So yeah, if FaZe are back, they're definitely back.
They are definitely back. It also goes into the conversation about FaZe and momentum. You know,
Yes.
it is a team that once they get rolling, once they feel that, I would say, you know, proactiveness unfolding on the server, then there's no way of stopping them. We called out Robs for having a rough tournament.
He heard us
showed
talking
up.
shit, mate.
He heard us talking shit, and he said, hell nah. Kerrigan had a great showing as well. Only 9 kills in the scoreboard, but 97 ADR up there. Every single player from FaZe Clan showed up. And that's what we talked about coming into the game, that from top to bottom, everyone wanted
The lowest ADR there was, I think, about 84 or 85. That's actually nuts. Everyone just sharing the load when it comes to, you know, just getting the kill, getting kills, and just shutting him down. And it goes into what we touched upon, the CT side from FaZe. They're very disruptive. They're very in your face. You can't do a tried and tested, slow, methodical approach because they're going to throw in a wrench or sometimes even a kitchen chair.
I mean, listen, they put NaVi in their place. This was a very uninspired, timid, shy NaVi, not daring at all. And there is a reason for that. And that reason is called round 2. This is where the nightmare, the unfolding happens for NaVi.
FaZe round.
You win the gun round, you put yourself in absolute success position, and now you're about to get absolutely curb stomped on your force buy. We see here M4 force, good timing from Kerrigan as well. And what it tells you if you're NaVi is that you cannot take individual risks. You are going to be punished. And this has put such a stop to the momentum of NaVi. They all got, again, very shy. And I will tell you this, from this moment on, they got 4 kills in the next 4 rounds. There was 1 kill per round. People have to realize the weight mentally of what it is to lose a round like this. It completely reset them, and I think it set them 3 steps below in terms of the Counter-Strike they wanted to play, and that's why they didn't show up.
Yeah, jump in, boys. I mean,
are you NaVi after this round?
Yeah. Like, listen.
Is that what's happening?
No, I gotta say. I mean, look, we've talked at various points about capitulations, and it's like, look, you're in a major final. You have to dig deep. You have to know what to say with the timeouts and try and find some motivation. Remember, you're ahead. You're in the lead. No need for stress.
No, it's hard to quantify what happened right here. As much as I want to say there was a bad calling from LXCB, it was a bad performance from NaVi as well, I just want to give it up to FaZe Clan for having a player everywhere on the map being good for 2 kills. Whenever they tried an A execute, they would be shut down. Whenever they tried a late round into an A split, they would be shut down. Whenever they tried to apply pressure on towards Kerrigan, which they did the first 4 or 5 rounds, Kerrigan shut them down. So there was no weak link within this lineup whatsoever.
And this is where it really hurts. This is why when the score is 1-5 and you're presented with a good option, you actually fumble it. NaVi in a 4 versus 2 here, completely unable to convert that advantage. And you can see how people are not playing together, how they're not daring to take the duel, they're undecisive. And that is what Counter-Strike looks like when you lose track of what is supposed to be the simplest call. I don't really care that FaZe had the right setup here. I don't care that Kerrigan was here to help Rain. The matter of the fact is, when Rain is known and located, there is no speed in finding him. If the scoreline is 5-1 at that moment, I guarantee you, NaVi swarm him like alligators, bees, hornets, whatever animal that goes fast, an eagle maybe. But here they were more like a slug. They were kind of slushing their way to the side. This is what happens when you're cell-shocked the way they were. This was such a telling round.
And so spread out, which indicative of a
and
breakdown.
You're just waiting. You're waiting for your next teammate.
It comes down to the. It comes down to.
Sorry, bro.
Do that again. Do that again. Do that again. I want to say. No, but here's the thing. I completely agree. We talk about body language outside of the server. Let's talk about body language in the server. Like they were, like you said, some players they were creeping, not making a sound, and FaZe is just thunderfooting around, being like, we don't care. We're still gonna outduel you. Round number 8 is more indicative of a more normal round, so to speak. Now we're going to be going for an A setup here, right? And it is going to be FaZe, just going to be, sorry, round number 9 rather. They're just going to be in your face. They're not able to take them down here. This is like just a very defaultish setup, beg your pardon, coming out from FaZe. And the fact they're not able to get any kills there, it is so confusing. But look at the way FaZe moves around. It's a 4 versus 2. They continue to push. They continue to prod. A lot of other teams in a situation like this, when you're 7-1 up, you're a 4v2 scenario. You're just going to play it safe from the bomb sites, play 2 versus 2. But no, they're going to make you feel very uncomfortable. We could see the last 2 NaVi players just running around like Tom and Jerry or something, just running around the map trying to find some egress into a bomb site. And in the end, they still couldn't get it done. That is FaZe never allowing you to kind of gather your resources and maybe try and inch that round away from FaZe.
And it's something NaVi haven't experienced so far on Mirage. Whenever NaVi have played their T side, they've been successful at getting into A executes, winning out the trade duels. Worst case scenarios, you get into a 3v3. Every single time they tried for an execute, whether it was towards Kerrigan on the B bomb side, whether it was towards Rain on the A bomb side, FaZe would win out the duels. They would always find themselves up 5v3, 4v3, 3v2, so they always had to play from behind, something that throughout the entire tournament, NaVi have not tried under T-Side Mirage.
Yeah, and look, we talked about it, standout player. It is important, I think, that, you know, Rops gets in the mix. He was absolutely missing on Ancient, hasn't really showed up this tournament to the standards we know he can. If he can deliver the major final to them, I think everyone can forgive him.
I mean, obviously we will. That grand final is going to dictate how we look at Robs here in Copenhagen. This was an absolute brilliant map. You don't need me to tell you this. The numbers tell all the story you need to find. I think he had a perfect balance of when to be aggressive, and here we have a couple of good examples as well, and also when to be a bit more safe. He played it beautifully. I think he's a very composed player, even in the hard times, so good for him. I mean, this was a clinical from Robs here, and again, the amount of kills that he finds in Flux, that just tells you all you need to know. He was definitely a step ahead.
And this is just classic vintage Robs coming out right there, right? And it's not just about, look, we know how cerebral he can be, but it's when he takes his fights and how he's able to make his micro decisions in the instance as it's happening while taking headshots. And we missed that, Robs. That's what missed. It's not like he's playing absolutely terrible Counter-Strike. It's just that when it comes to taking duels which he would have won with his eyes closed a few months ago, he had kind of disappeared when it comes to this tournament. But to see him perform at that level, if it takes us talking shit about him, I want to talk more shit about him.
No, I don't think we have that kind of power. I think we're being egomaniac at that point.
No,
I don't think we do.
I think
we
real.
do.
I think the power's real, dude.
I think we got it.
I've done so many segments now where you're like dunking on a player and he's like looking over the desk going like, what? Who are you? Like, but anyway, look, we've got Inferno coming up, the decider.
Yes.
It's always a classic as a decider, even though I think the map right now has this weird kind of meta to it where no one even fires a bullet for the first minute every round, and it kind of sucks. But
well, I mean, you watched the FaZe Vitality game. That wasn't like that.
Yeah.
They were ready to go at each other.
Banana and set each other on fire.
Exactly. That was pretty much the case.
Some flambe going on.
I mean, for Inferno, you got to remember when it came to the early CS2 meta on Inferno, it was FaZe who were the trendsetters, so to speak.
Sure,
and if you look at the Infernos that played so far this year with Frozen, they haven't lost a single one. They destroyed Vitality on it. It was a messy affair, but they got it done. They took down G2 on it as well. This is a team who haven't had too many maps played thus far in Inferno, but they are undefeated. That is a number you can't mess with. For the side of NaVi, yes, they've had a couple of close losses, close wins of Eternal Fire, but there are weaknesses, man. That A bomb side.
If you're LXCB, if you're Blade, you saw that game against Vitality yesterday, and yeah, maybe on the scoreboard it looked like FaZe were dominating. They weren't whatsoever. There was a lot of loopholes. There were a lot of mistakes being not utilized by Vitality, and I think if you're Blade and if you're LXCB, you're looking at that as a great opportunity to go in here and be a trendsetter on the map. There's one player I want to bring the spotlight to, because we had the conversation in the beginning about Wonderful. He's had a fantastic tournament so far, and he's
a superstar, mate.
Shitting the bed right now. He's having a terrible series. He has 17 kills so far over the course of more than 36 rounds of Counter-Strike, and he's supposed to be the superstar. I said it coming into the game, there's absolutely no way that the man on the screen right here can win a major with NaVi if he's not playing well. He's had two awful maps, one given they won, he wasn't that needed. Now Inferno, he has to step it up. He has to find some sort of impact, otherwise NaVi is not going.
And you're going to touch upon the fact that the Eternal Fire win they had, which was a very kind of a close affair till at the end when they kind of ran away with it. It was wonderful on that A bomb side with that AWP, who was getting multi-kills after multi-kills while Bit were crapping the pants.
I'm right there with you, and I know that he wasn't exactly stellar on map 1, and if anything, that's the bigger indictment, because honestly, when you get slapped around like it happened on Mirage, I don't really think it matters.
Have to.
Whether you have 3 kills or you have 6, it's cosmetic. All it fuels is HLTV forums threads of whoever's got 3 is going to get the hate. So I don't really hold a whole lot on that Mirage game. That's how it works. That's how it works. But Inferno is a great moment for him to strike back. The worry that I have is that I feel like the beginning of the map is going to dictate whether we take path A or path B. Path A is a competitive game where NaVi finds a couple very early on and they get the blood going, and you can see decisions happening, you can see a little bit of assertiveness, and path B is FaZe absolutely knocking them out. And we've just had a proof of concept right here. It's the writing is on the wall. If FaZe is up 5-1, the way they are capable of pushing the momentum and bullying their opponent, I fear is going to happen again. I think NaVi need to come alive very quickly in order for us to witness a game, which I would love to see. This Mirage was not entertaining. It did not do the honor that a major final is supposed to have. It was too one-sided.
Yeah, definitely not. The first map definitely delivered. The second, not so much. But, you know, just by the nature of Inferno, I think this one's going to go long. I don't think we're going to see a one-sided affair. I think the map doesn't really lend itself to that anymore. A team that can dominate on Inferno are like you know, and knock somebody out like 13-5. I think they're like the very best teams on Inferno. I don't know if FaZe are that, but you can tell me, you're the expert.
Yeah, I think FaZe is great on it. One of the biggest difference, I think, in this game on Inferno compared to what they faced against Vitality yesterday was the fact that Vitality would love to fight in middle. We often talk about banana, you know, banana control back and forth. Of course, we're going to see that. Vitality were very prone to fight in middle. So whenever Rain and the boys would walk up towards middle, they would find a fight early on. That's not going to be the case against NaVi. They like to play back on that bomb site. They like to play defensive. So the game and I guess the spacing that FaZe will receive on a map like Inferno on the T side will be much larger. How is Kerrigan going to use that? Is he going to use middle to throw off fakes, to throw off rotations? He's going to enable Robs to do some of the lurks that we love to see him do on Inferno? Or is that space going to be an issue? Is that going to give them room to overthink? Is that going to give NaVi room to shut it down? Because one thing that is very different from the way NaVi is playing compared to Vitality is that they're way more defensive.
This man we're seeing right here, he's looking, he's peering into Imma's mind right now. He's looking into Imma's mind because Imma, we've been praising him so far in the playoffs. He's like, he's getting his job done. He's had a rough tournament, but he's getting the job done. He has the most critical position on that CT side in Inferno for NaVi. He is that A rotator. He's that A star rifler while Bit's playing towards the pit position. And he sometimes is a bit of an island by himself towards Arch, towards a cubby position, towards brackets. And I feel like that could potentially be a liability. If FaZe are able to target him, take him down. Bro, they're so screwed. Wonderful video up towards A, Bit in pit. The other two players are towards the B bomb side. They have so many avenues to work with.
Sure, and I'll tell you who isn't a liability. That man on your screen right there. We got to take just a few minutes to talk about JL and the extra levels, the extra gears he's found, because it is so bold to try and put yourself out there as, I'll be the lightning rod, I'll be the face, I'll be the voice, I'll do it all. I'll do all the media work, and I will declare myself a legend before I've even played in a major final. And I was thinking, mate, well, that's a good one, like that. Talking about JL, but yeah, it's great.
No, here's the thing, though.
But like, you know, he's calling himself a legend, and I'm like, listen, you know, not yet, mate, but if he can get his team over the line, then yeah, you've earned it.
Right here, right now, if he does it, he will be called legend. The J is silent, and he absolutely will deserve his spot amongst the Pantheons of one of the greatest performances ever. And he did it earlier in Inferno. He was a guy running from B to A, getting 1v2 clutches, clutching out time and time again. But I don't want to rely only on that to be the winning condition.
I mean, you're going to have a couple of individuals having these moments, right? I take you back to the ace against G2. That changes the whole course of the game. That was JL. And I like to see him. I like to imagine him here in Banana with an XCB as well, because there's going to be a moment where the best Counter-Strike is not going to be an option. It's going to get messy. It's going to get about crossing flash, crossing smokes and all. And I think he's very indicated to be that. You talk about Ime and his rotations. I agree with you. I don't think LXCB is in a position where on this map, he can coordinate everything. I think you rely heavily on some of the individuals making plays. This was one of the map where Apex was so adamant about it in Vitality, saying they're not doing anything. They're not helping me. They're not moving. I don't know how the map is going to look like. This is where Ime has to do a couple of moves. This Wonderful has to reclaim space with the AWP. You don't want to be aggressive in the beginning, as Jacob was talking about. That's fine. You don't want to fight up in bracket. That's fine. But when the round prolongs, you have to go and look for information. You have to have that distance, that motivation, and that movement, which they haven't had on the first map. So you got to materialize it.
If you play safe against FaZe right now, they're screwed.
Yeah, they are screwed, you know, but there's one reliability, and I will, you know, put focus on towards JL again. I think one of the main qualities he's had throughout the entire tournament is that he's making the right plays regardless of the pressure of the situation.
That's right.
Every single time he's in a clutch, he's been winning it out. You know, he's had a lot of game-winning clutches for NaVi. And one of the things I absolutely love the most is it doesn't matter if the scoreline is 2-2, 7-1, or 13-13 in overtime. JL will always go for the play that he thinks is right in the situation. The vista for the game, the way he reads the game, the way he's able to win game-winning clutches by keeping himself calm in those pressure situations, it's been outstanding to watch. As you said, Richard, you love Inferno, you think it's going to be a close game back and forth, well, then you put focus on JL, because he's had a game-winning clutch pretty much every single game he's played during the major.
Yeah, and look, I think also, you know, had some stellar performances on this map. They need it now, though. So, guys, we're getting close. There's like 1 minute before we're going to take it back to the casters. So, I don't do predictions. I think I've learned over my long and illustrious esports career, they're worthless because we can't see the future.
That's
and ultimately, you can only lose because if you get them wrong, you know, that's that. But I'm going to ask you, are we seeing Carrigan's history, or are we seeing the makings, the beginnings, the origin story of the real LXCB? Which is it?
Man, listen, if there was any moment to tame the beasts of FaZe Clan and beat them with your mind, that would be the moment for NaVi. The system of play prevailing. I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to say we see an upset.
Okay.
King Carrigan gets crowned tonight.
Less than an hour, Kerrigan would have won this major.
Yeah, okay, I love it. We're setting them up like Professor X and Magneto, guys. I love this stuff. We're going back to Harry and Hugo for the deciding map of the Copenhagen CS2 major.
The last time we got all 3 maps in a major final was Boston 2018. That was where Kerrigan at the helm of FaZe experienced the greatest anguish of his career. For history to be made tonight, maybe history has to be broken. The final map is Inferno, just like it was all those years ago. Is it heartbreak again? Or do FaZe rewrite that story right now?
Pressure makes legends, and only one team can be that. NaVi writing a new chapter, a new book. FaZe trying to right wrongs. And Kerrigan, the king of Copenhagen, at the helm of it all, versus an Alexi B who has finally led an international team, not just to major playoffs, but to the grand final. Inferno is bound to be epic.
Always used to make for a great decider. And so let's see if that holds true here and now. Robs starting things off over in the boiler. And it looks like the rest of FaZe Clan want to come around and join him. NaVi lie in wait with only 2 players to defend this side of the map. Ema and Bit, they've got their work cut out for them. Pressure towards the powers. They'll deal with Robs early. They flush him out from balcony. The apartments are clear, but rent is due. FaZe are moving in. Tap on a Bit. And that stems the bleeding. That stops the aggression. That allows a bomb plant here for FaZe Clan. They know how important this early game is. And so they want to try and take space away. They're going to pressure Ema, but he will not go down without a fight. Bit takes up his position. FaZe Clan still searching, still hunting, but that might hurt them in the long run. Bit has the chance right there, and with Brokey dead, it's just the captain, it's just Kerrigan, alone in the pit. No one by his side. And so NaVi, they're the ones to get off to a good start now.
That is not an easy round for NaVi, even with a 5v4. They may have FaZe surrounded, but we talk about how hard these retakes are, how easy these post plants can feel. FaZe feel uncomfortable. They're shaking in their skin, just trying to hunt down NaVi, who hold off for the right amount of time. A huge pistol. FaZe come through. There was never a doubt. Galil's on 4, but NaVi want to keep them honest in middle. Deep smoke, deep Molotov, denial of space, and a denial of vision for Ema. He gets flashed out. Frozen comes hounding down.
Frozen in the smoke, but spammed out by Alexi. He'll go no further. They waited over in middle, waited for this smoke to fade, and now they try to play their hand through it, and it's fast up in the top mid. Explosive, but into the crossfire. Wonderful. Will hold the fort down, and he buys enough time for JL to come in and finish what he started.
Oh, motor mouth for Alexi. Rapid calls as well, making sure his team are lit up and awake for this final map. They were gone, disappeared in Mirage, but an opportunity presented for NaVi to start strong on the final map of play. Months in preparation. And this major's culmination in the next hour or so.
It's the exact start NaVi wanted. Now, while we give FaZe all that respect for how convincingly they showed up on Mirage, it felt like NaVi had just flown too close to the sun. They thought they had this one in the bag. But a little time in between games, a chance to talk to one another and really talk. And then you come in here, you win the pistol, you convert that second round this time. A feat you weren't able to accomplish back on Mirage.
It can be forgotten. Write it off. This is a BO1 right now, with the world on their shoulders, with everything to play for. Legacy. Are NaVi truly born to win? Alexi spraying, they come gunning through. The pistols are making this round tense.
JL, all that stands between them in this site. JL He'll lock them out of it. Buying time. NaVi have got everyone here now. And just like that, FaZe Clan have to look for other options, other avenues. Greener pastures here as they run it back through mid. Fast on the rotate.
Oh dear.
Here's Imma.
He can't stop this, surely.
Can't catch him on the cross, but he will find Rain, and now it's just Brokey. A Deagle and a bomb plant, that's all he's got to work with. NaVi are the ones on the clock, but it's Brokey feeling all the pressure, swinging it with the Deag, and with these shots missing, that window is closing, that gap is closing. Brokey can't find a thing, 7 bullets, and he won't convert the kill. It's all JL to keep this round in check.
Thin margins right now, but NaVi are ticking all the boxes. One more bullet in that MP9, that would be the way in. Denied at the door again. A strong start for NaVi, but we haven't seen FaZe come through with a full buy. This will be it. Wonderful early on the AWP. We've been waiting for him to have his moment in this series. It certainly wasn't Mirage. This isn't his first rodeo. Well, you've got a team of NaVi players who have barely played 10 big tier 1 lands, with the exception of Alexi and Bit. Wonderful, no stranger to a major stage. Saw him in Spirit, 1.2 rating, getting into those playoffs. We know what he can do, and now NaVi need him to show it.
Oh, nades downrange, and Frozen is found. Dealt with early. A star from both maps for FaZe Clan fizzles out of existence here in their first rifle round. And Imma, quick as he arrives over towards B, he's ready over at long. Carrigan sent and Bit in alongside him. The A site is closed, and FaZe, they will get that memo. So here they go into just one man, JL. And a 1v2 that decides, do FaZe have anything to play for in this round? Alexi
Molotov
beginning that rotate, and the molly's going to be there in time. Time is the one resource that FaZe Clan do not have. He doesn't elect to throw it. It comes in too late. They're already past this. Bomb dropped. JL into the back of the site. This Bastion that just refuses to give up ground will get run down. So now it's Rops. Has to go where no one's gone before. 1v5 at the B site, and tap on the bomb, but not given the fights. Wonderful. Will walk that one home. The composure from NaVi. This is a different team to the one we saw on Mirage.
Absolutely. Got to give it to this roster for resetting in that way. Sure, first map looked fantastic. We didn't doubt FaZe to show up in the second. But the fashion that they did, the threat posed to NaVi, and still they do not shrink under the lights on the stage. In the highest pressure game of their careers, they rise to the occasion. 4-0 now on CT side. Do those doubts come creeping in? NaVi going where some of these individuals have never gone before, all the way.
I think it comes off of an incredibly one-sided map as well. The resilience to believe you've still got this one and to come back into the third in outstanding form. JL is the one leading the charge. Almost 170 ADR. So FaZe slow it right down. They haven't liked the pace of these last few rounds. NaVi anxiously await them. Roki's flash starts to tee up the aggression up through Banana, but another smoke down. Thus far, FaZe have respected every single one of them. So that won't change anytime soon. But look at this mid-round re-aggro out of NaVi. Grouping in top mid, they're trying to take real estate back, and they spot their top middle is clear. They've given Alexi all he needs to work with in this round to piece it together.
It would have to be a Carrigan classic with the late rotate, because right now it looks destined to be this B-bomb site. Alexi wants to force this. He wants to catch them sleeping at the wheel. Flash blinds him. Do they see? No! They find out the hard way. A TK comes through. JL atop the boxes, and FaZe fall. They crumble. 20 seconds, nothing to show for it. Carrigan may find the gap, but there's no bomb, there's no chance. It's all NaVi. This is monumental. FaZe cannot get a grip. 2 timeouts after 5 rounds.
They're feeling the pressure, they're feeling the burn. Alexi's got them right where he wants them. And we're finally getting that form out of JL again, that terrifying form. The best form he's ever displayed, shining through in the NaVi jersey. 9-1 to start this game. This could be a career-defining performance if JL can keep this up.
This could be an MVP locked in for JL. He has been the outlier for NaVi. He has been a rock in this competition. Going from a middling man in Apex back at Paris, sure, they make a run, but he wasn't the star. He wasn't the outlier. Right now, he's writing a new chapter. FaZe. Back to basics. This banana position so difficult to break through. But FaZe have not lost this map in this year. They've played it 4 times. They have the depth, they have the belief. Do they have a chance? NaVi are giving them no way in. Alexi retreats to grab more utility back in the spawn. FaZe finally flashed through that smoke at the minute mark. But NaVi don't let them in for free.
They're already ahead of the Molotov. They played right through it, and so Alexi's got to be gun on. Straight shooter, first kill found. It's Carrigan as the IGLs clash. Alexi's got to have even more, getting run at by the pistols. He won't stand the test of time.
This is huge.
Bomb plant found. Hell of a spam at a bit. What a great time for it. That tips the scales back in NaVi's favor, even though they're the ones playing catch up. Another spam. Bit, what is this form? He doesn't even see them. And now they run in. Rops is shut down. It's all Bit, baby.
He bites back. And once again, he looks for vengeance against FaZe in a final.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he is that legacy NaVi player. He is the one still standing from when NaVi last lifted a major trophy, and he's the one with a score to settle versus FaZe Clan.
And it was a close game last time. They lost Inferno to FaZe, but they lost it in OT. Right now, FaZe have barely broken through. A couple of chances, a bomb plant here and there. But NaVi are not giving them peace of mind that they can be competitive in this grand final. Was Mirage just a smudge for NaVi? Because they're seeing far more clearly now. Oh, the cracks are showing.
That pressure is certainly building for FaZe.
Great setup as well. Wonderful, not been needed on this A site. Now's the time. Got Ima with a lot to do as well. Bit will be that first point man. The Rops goes in, it's a 50-50, he rolls wrong.
Now been posted. They
he rolls wrong.
now been posted. They
he rolls wrong.
now been posted. They try to run him down through the molly, but by his side and bit in this form. He has not forgot Antwerp. He has not forget the last time that these two teams matched up in a major grand final. Bit wants revenge, and he wants it swiftly.
You give him an AK, he'll give you a major trophy. He'll give you a reason to regret it. FaZe, faceless in this final map.
And the thing that's so wild is after NaVi's run through that elimination stage, Bit was not the man you thought you would look to in this grand final to be the difference maker.
He's making more than a difference. He is making this a nightmare for FaZe Clan. More aggression. JL hasn't exactly been sleeping towards his B site. Good grenades in this round. Look at the brutality down Banana. 2 players on their last legs. JL feels free to play solo and reinforce what has already been a rock-solid A site. FaZe haven't been in an A post plant since the pistol. They've had nothing to fall back on. And still at the minute mark, Wonderful holds mid. Full bracket info. That should free up Alexi. He will be required eventually. Re-smoke, good time. JL bides at the back of the coffins, looking to put him in boxes.
They're going to come through this smoke. They're going to try and play with some confidence here of FaZe. And that will get them control over the site, but JL spamming away is still a threat here. And Rain learns that the hard way. Any more?
Oh dear.
JL on the spam.
They're so low.
Everyone is injured. Everyone is wounded. Rop's the only man with HP. NaVi poised for a retake. They want to keep this scoreline flawless. Alexi rounding the corner. The rest of the team in behind him. Imma locked in a separate fight at Banana, one that has yet to come through. It's Brokey to open. They deal with Imma on the flank, but it's only Frozen left standing. 1 kill from him. Any more? Frozen has got to be the guy. Got to be the one.
Oh! They waited 2 years and he came through right at the right time. Frozen is having an unbelievable final and FaZe need to propel off of that clutch. It doesn't get closer than that. 5 points the difference, 1v3.
NaVi lose 1 round and the timeout is immediate. That felt like a bit of a misstep. They knew about that last player over towards Banana, and yet the first man in was not checking for it. So this is that one chance now to keep your boot firmly pressed against FaZe and don't let them build back into this.
I mean, they win, but at what cost, right? They get out with Galils. FaZe have no money to show after this streak of rounds for NaVi. They cannot get comfortable, not yet. Again, blistering pace, back up Banana. Wanting vengeance once more, but there are 3 players in this bomb site right now.
Oh, awkward for JL, but he will get flashed in. And as they fall away, it's Imma to spam Carrigan out of the round. 0-9.
How many smoke spams have we seen in this game? I mean, we see Inferno played at the highest level, and it is so punishing. FaZe cannot get anything for free. It comes at a cost of health or time. They're going to explode again.
Through the molly, through the smokes. FaZe always playing through the util. They deal with Alexi. JL back of the site. Had a great start to the game, but he's got to do a lot here, does JL. They're pressuring him onto the USP. Got to try and do it with the side on. What? They just can't deal with him, but eventually Rain will. 2v3 in the retake.
Oh dear!
The threat comes from within.
Who can be trusted? Take a deep breath now. That may be FaZe's fate set up in this third map.
Still a ways to go, but it's certainly not a bad way to start. I think it's clear that they've got NaVi feeling a little bit of pressure, considering this was a 7-0 start. You wouldn't imagine that pressure build-up is so soon, but it was wonderful. First man in to that 1v3 that gets given over to Frozen.
The hardest round is the last round, closing the game. That's the difficult part. It's one thing to start 7-0, but stopping a comeback, a very different reality. Hey, FaZe know exactly how hard that final round can be. If I say 15-9, you know what I mean. Oh. 15-11.
And that was a 2v3 that NaVi looked interested in as well.
Yeah.
They wanted to try and keep punishing FaZe. They wanted to do anything to stop them chaining rounds together. If you catch FaZe sleeping, you're in the golden spot, but it's a team that can build back very, very quickly. Don't want a 1v3 and a TK to be the defining outcome, the turning point for FaZe. And so this round, JL throws himself into the fight, straight down Banana. He's opened this up for NaVi.
Make good with what you got, right? Limited weapons, limited util to buy this time for NaVi on CT. So JL just throws himself in. It forces FaZe reaction on the other side of the map. Concessions made, but options opened on A. For how long is the question? That fourth rotate is here. JL committed. And FaZe's solution, an apt one in these last two rounds, has been to play ahead of the util, explode through the smoke, catch NaVi on different timings. And while it's been effective back-to-back, now they've got to beat back the AWP.
Let's see if Wonderful is feeling that pressure. Holding the line, he opens with the first. Carrigan churned up at the first light of that AWP. They try to find it over towards Long, and in doing so, they run up into Alexi. NaVi look to put those last two rounds behind them here and now, and it's just Brokey, now Rops, that stands between them and that goal. Straight away, NaVi are back into it. A lost clutch, an awkward retake, and they leave that behind them. Back to their winning ways now.
And FaZe have dealt with a lot of difficult games, difficult playoff matches, grand finals, but this would be a comeback unlike any other. NaVi in full control of the CT side, even with blunders being made. Almost nothing comes for free. Carrigan killless still. Rops his quietest major yet. And Rain not feeling like an MVP anymore. It's only been Frozen saving this one for FaZe. The new boy on the block. But they need to go deeper than that.
Carrigan over towards Long, first man in, first man to fall. Rain will reply. That's a foothold taken over on the long side. Wonderful tries to react with this AWP. Hasn't had to do much yet on this CT side, but he's been good for the kills whenever they're available, and that's another example of this. Rops offered up. Wonderful's not content with just the first. Brokey waits around this corner. Wonderful. Oh! And so finally he has his round. JL mopping up Banana. And NaVi are building all over again. Wonderful. Spots that final player, and even then doesn't take the risk. Rain is is a dead man walking as NaVi surge through this third and final map.
And how long did we wait to see if Wonderful is the real deal, a title taker, a Titan toppler? He was left to wither in Sprout, but now up on the big stages, unfazed by the pressure. In this final bout for glory, for legacy, only one death in this entire map. A monstrous appearance against G2. Wonderful is the real deal right now. Can FaZe break through yet again? A glimmer at the end of their T side. Another smoke to appear through. NaVi's util has been near perfect this entire game.
I mean, their read over what FaZe are doing here has been stellar. For that, you've got to credit Alexi, but even the kind of individual moments, those micro moments, they've all come through for NaVi. And so a desperate play up through A. Wonderful will get traded, but Bit still stands. And Bit doesn't want to let them in for free. He's now the only hope up in the apartments. But at 16-4. Having his best game of the major right now. In the grand final, in the third map. Bit still has more to give, still has more to say. Frozen quakes in his boots as the end is nigh, and Bit is the one looking to deliver it. Rain in the pit, and a lot of time ticked off this bomb. Rain can't secure, but Brokey will. Just about 3. Heading into the second half, the last half to be played up on this stage. It's not a lot of ground to cover. A huge challenge, an insurmountable challenge stands before FaZe, and for NaVi, they are in top form right now.
Every single player playing at their peak, it feels. We have Parasema, we have JL a step above, and we have the behemoth Bit, making life difficult for FaZe. 3 rounds, it's enough. It's just enough. But FaZe need to muster everything they've got. Their captain killless at halftime.
And even that is terrifying, right? You want Carrigan in top form to feel comfortable, to make the calls to recover this game. And for him, this is like deja vu.
He's got to trust
on a nightmare.
He's got to trust on his team now. He's got to rely on the firepower, the star power of FaZe. Exactly what this roster is and always has been. Some of the best shooters in the game. And they can't make a mistake. NaVi frothing at the mouth, but Alexi holds them back. Make sure you just win this pistol, and that trophy might be yours.
NaVi are flowing. The read over the game has been stellar. Even in this round, they were about to walk into the 3-man B-stack in the pistol, and they decide last minute to up and leave, moving back over to an under-defended A site. It's Rain and it's Rops to try hold back the coming tide of NaVi. Rops pressured, Rops dealt with, and Rain finished off as well. The site cracked wide open.
There is no respite for FaZe. No pistol to give them a freebie to elevate this number. No, it gets worse. NaVi, you have to throw yourself through here. 10 rounds is right around the corner. Can NaVi squeeze those shots out? Glock's on a crossfire, some whiff bullets, but JL recovers, and he looks to close. 2 more kills, and Wonderful is there. As NaVi know, this is inevitable. It has to be. Alexi tried for so long, so many international rosters. It was 5 years ago we saw him in a major grand final with a full Finnish team, but ever since unsuccessful. And not only did he take down his former roster in G2 in that semi-final, now he's taking down the big dog of Counter-Strike to secure a major victory.
And there's so little standing in their way. And Alexi can feel that. NaVi can feel that. They know that they've got FaZe quaking in their boots. And with each round, each kill, they're moving closer to Counter-Strike's holy grail. Once more, the A site crumbles. NaVi are up to the task after getting destroyed on their map pick and Mirage. Better teams, more experienced squads would have crumbled here. But NaVi have doubled down. They earned their spot in this grand final. They weren't about to let it slide away from them. They doubled down heading into a third map, and everyone comes alive. FaZe are left with one shot, one stab in the dark to try and stop being swallowed up whole by NaVi.
And we saw at Katowice just how devastated Carrigan could be. That 0-3 to Spirit in a grand final. FaZe couldn't even get their foot in the door, and the entire roster looked destroyed. But this one may hurt more. So close, but maybe too far a task for FaZe Clan. On home soil, on their third time in the Royal Arena, in a grand final, and all they have to show is silver. That would be devastating. And this final timeout, this final chat to legendary player, now coach Neo, has got to inspire something.
I mean, they're very aware of where they're at, just how dire this is. They would be playing for overtime otherwise, so they've thrown all their money on the line here and now.
Wow.
This round decides the outcome of this game. Carrigan at 0-13. Maybe a new darkest hour upon him in the third and final map.
The king getting dethroned in front of his nobleman. NaVi in no hurry. A full spread default. Apps take, Banana theirs. And at so little cost. FaZe have to hold on to what they got. It is not a lot. Molly ready at the B bomb site. Smoke must go. NaVi chopping at the bit. The guillotine is out. They on for his head. Carrigan blocks him for a moment.
Small sigh of relief for FaZe as they do stop what was looking to be a B explode from NaVi, but Alexi left options open here, even in his absence. The backup plan still looks to come through for NaVi as they work their way up long. Bit has been unstoppable, and so there's no slowing him down now. He wants that second major trophy in his cabinet, and he's looking to take NaVi there to the promised land. Bit chains together another, and as Carrigan moves in, no kill yet, will finally deal with Bit, but can't follow through. This might be a foregone conclusion. FaZe risked everything on this buy. Frozen has been the guy across all three maps to shine bright for FaZe, but he's been spotted. No element of surprise. JL and Wonderful, they will close this. FaZe broken and NaVi elated as 5 kills is all that stands between NaVi and a major title.
Almost the last team you would expect to take it when you saw that stacked bracket. We had the 7 best teams on the planet. And NaVi block out the outside world. They eclipse Eternal Fire. They murder G2. And now FaZe, their final foe.
And to do it in this fashion, it's not even been a competitive third map. This is a brutalization of a world-class roster before your very eyes.
to recover from Mirage in the way they did, the way they died, that felt like the series had started for FaZe. But the reality is so much grimmer. And NaVi tiptoe their way to a trophy at the first Counter-Strike 2 major.
Lexi couldn't do it with his Finnish brethren, but entrusted with NaVi's first ever international venture. He looks to take home the gold. And he wants FaZe to feel that. He knows they're under all the pressure. A slow round with a big ending. Victory is right there for NaVi, and all that's left to do is reach out and grab it. Ema opens, Bit responds, and NaVi with each kill, with each second, they can feel that they are on their way to the crowning achievement of Counter-Strike. In the city of Spires, a new kingdom looks to arise. NaVi, one kill away. And they know it now. They all know it now. The best moment of the rest of their lives is about to come through. And there's the killing blow. NaVi's highest height in years. And the gamble of taking breakout players from Paris and molding them in their image pays off.
Vindication for one of Counter-Strike's brightest minds. Alexi B securing his major trophy, taking down his former roster in the semis, and besting one of the greatest in-game leaders Counter-Strike has ever seen when it matters. Bit, the only remaining Stockholm champion in the black and yellow, he held on when others had enough. Revenge for the Antwerp final against FaZe finds him glory once again, and Ema proves that Paris was no fluke. He ascends once more and one step further, engraving his name on a major trophy. JL enters the pantheon of legend. He called it, and an MVP level performance to propel this roster to new heights. He is just getting started. And finally, wonderful, following in the footsteps of his idol, showing that greatness can be obtained no matter how big the boots. He is born to win.
With their first outing as an international squad at the major, they etch their names into the history books here and now. That vindication for Alexi B. Besting Carrigan, one of the brightest minds that Counter-Strike has to offer, and driving home that he is the real deal. NaVi, the first team to lift a major trophy in CS2. Your champions of the PGL Copenhagen major, it's NaVi!
The PGL Copenhagen Major Champions, NaVi. Let me start with the mastermind behind it all, Blade. When we first spoke, You said top 4 would be nice. Well, how nice is this?
Top 4 was minimum goal, bro. So, of course, like, you always can win. You will not disbelieve, just believe.
And what was going through your mind during this game, and how did you guys come back, especially after that second map?
We knew that new map will be, third map will be different. That's for sure. Like, Inferno is completely different map in terms of map control, in terms of decision making. We did a lot of mistakes from Mirage. We fully reset. It was no-brainer. We knew that we can start city side and smash them.
And you certainly did. Congratulations once again. Bit, your second major trophy, 21 years old, and you had to change language, learn to speak English, play in an international team. What do you want to say?
I can say thanks everyone for support. It was amazing. You're amazing, guys. Thank you.
And you, in this final, we saw the same bit that we've looked to see. We saw your individual level raise back up. What changed? You just felt it?
I don't know, we just play our game and try to play good.
Okay, but let me ask you this then. Is the headshot machine bit back? They think so.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Wonderful. Trophy in hand. You come into NaVi, you're replacing Simple, the greatest in CSGO, but you kept saying, I want to make my own name, I want to have my own path, I don't want to be compared to Simple. Do you feel like the performance you had here now shows the future and the dominance you can have?
I don't know what to say, actually. It was a really hard game for me, and I think I played really bad, but my teammates are beast. And I want to say thank you everyone, guys, for supporting. Thank you my family, thank you my girlfriend for supporting. I love you guys, thank you.
I need Mr. Where did Alexis gone back in there? This has been one hell of a performance. There's a lot of emotions. Royal Arena, were you entertained? Alexis coming back onto the stage. We must get the leader in here. JL, Ema. Mate, you did it.
I fucking did it!
JL, we look at the game versus G2. That incredible moment you created, the opportunity you created. We look at your performance here right now. We look at where you came from. When you look at the Paris Major to what you did here, what can you say to everyone out there?
It's crazy. 2 weeks ago I was reading comments how I'm a tier 2 bot and I'll never reach anything in life, and now I'm the major champion. So who's talking now, bitch?
I think that's very well said, Joe. Ema. Second place last major. You come onto NaVi and you've had your struggles. It's not been easy at times. You said it doesn't matter if you're bottom of the scoreboard, if we win the whole thing. What do you want to say to all the people that didn't believe in you, didn't believe you could do it again?
I mean, I can start with saying that if I have to choose between last major when I was like top fragging every time and then losing, and this one whenever I'm most of the time bottom or I'm doing everything for my team and winning the major, there is no brainer, trust me, like it's crazy. And I don't know, it's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable, but you have done it. When you get through this though, right, when you have all this criticism online, did you ever start to let it get to you? Did it ever hurt your mentality?
Wait, can you repeat that?
Did it ever get into your mind, the criticism, the thoughts from people?
I mean, like, sometimes, I mean, I don't mind at all. Like, I got a lot of hate in my career before, but now it was like a lot of hate. Not like it was a lot of hate, and sometimes you cannot, maybe it affects you a bit, but what you can do, you need to move on, and then now I prove them I want a major no matter what, like what they can say now.
Exactly, they can say nothing because you are a major champion.
I need to say one more thing. Jack se pregătește PC-ul.
Thank you very much, Ima. Alexi. I think we call this a late birthday present.
You could say so. It just feels unreal.
You've been in many finals, but you've sat in second place so many times. You sat in second place in 2019 for the major as well. What was going through your mind after that second map though, where you sadly got destroyed by FaZe?
To be completely honest, I didn't feel good. I think a part of the loss was for sure on me, and I was thinking about it heavily. Even Blade told me to wake up because there was a couple rounds I did not my best. But I feel like all the reflections I've made throughout my career, I don't take it to heart. I'm trying to learn, and I went into the decider constantly trying to make moves and trying to make them uncomfortable. And I felt like I had a good read on the game the whole match, and that was the most important match of my career, so I'm super happy.
And what's it like for you to do it where you go through each game and people did not believe in you? People still thought that this team didn't have what it takes to lift a trophy. And then you sit here in this Royal Arena, completely packed out, and you lift the major trophy. You kept telling me you were manifesting it. Is this what you manifested?
Honestly, I don't know. I have no clue. We just got into the championship stage. I'm saying let's go one match at a time. And we ended up beating FaZe 2-1 on the final. All I have to say is, Torilla Tabatan!
Royal Arena. Oh, he's got one more, but we will give the champion one more.
Nothing of this could have been possible with the teammates I've had. So selfless, everybody doing tons of work. The past 6 months we've been having up and downs. Everybody has worked their ass off, and Blade deserves his respect as well. He made me a better IGL, and he's the best coach in the world. And this guy is the fucking MVP of the major.
This is one very hyped up, one very excited NaVi. And they are your PGL Major Copenhagen champions. Royal Arena, let me hear you make some noise!
Yeah, this was meant to be the coronation of King Carrigan, usurped from his throne by a Finnish prince here in Denmark. And we just saw the arrival of Alexi B, the real deal, finally winning a major, winning a big one, maligned for so long. What a story.
If anyone had to take down Carrigan, it better be someone who truthfully deserved it. And I think Alexi B and the NaVi boys did that. Of course, everyone inside the arena, or most people, would have loved to see Carrigan win. I think out there in the world, for everyone watching, internationally speaking, everyone can stand behind the fact that NaVi played one hell of a game tonight against FaZe Clan. They were the better team, they had the better individuals, and they fully deserved this victory. Again, for Carrigan, it does suck to lose another final in here, but they did it to a team who on the day were better.
What an incredible path for NaVi in this playoff, Richard. You have to realize first,